World health officials did what they could to sound positive, even as the list of affected countries with the virus grew.
Factions and by friends, ambitiously for rule and empery.
Flee my successful title with your swords. I am his firstborn son that was the last that wore the imperial diadem of Rome. Then let my father's honors live in me, nor wrong mine age with this indignity.
If ever Mutius, Caesar's son, were gracious in the eyes of royal Rome, to justice, confidence, and nobility, then let desert and pure election shine and fight for freedom in your choice.
Know that the people of Rome, from whom we stand, a special party, have by common voice in election for the Roman empery chosen Andronicus, first named Tita, for many good and great deserts to Rome. A noble lady, a brave warrior, lives not this day within the city walls.
She by the Senate is commanded home from weary wars against the barbarous Goths, that with her daughters, terror to our foes, hath yoked a nation strong, trained up in arms. 10 years are spent since first she undertook this cause of Rome, and chastised with arms our enemy's pride. 5 times she hath returned, bleeding to Rome, bearing her valiant girls in coffins from the field. And now, at last, renowned with honor spoils, returns the good Andronicus, renowned and flourishing in arms.
From whence at first I wave my anchorage, cometh Andronicus, bound with laurel wreaths, to re-salute my country with my tears. Tears of true joy for my return to Rome. Romans, of 25 valiant children, behold these poor remains alive and dead. These that survive, let Rome reward with love. These that I bring unto their latest home with burial amongst their ancestors. Make way to lay them with their brethren.
Give us the proudest prisoner of the Goths, that we may hew his limbs and monopile to the spirits of our brethren. Sacrifice his flesh, that so the shadows be not unappeased, nor we disturbed with prodigies on earth.
I give him you the noblest that survives, the youngest son of this distressed queen.
Chiron, Demetrius, Alarmus.
Stay! Roman brethren, a gracious conqueror, victorious Tita, rue the tears I shed, a mother's tears in passion for her child. And if thy children were e'er dear to thee, O think
to Rome, to beautify thy triumphs in return. But must my son be slaughtered in the streets for valiant doings in his country's cause? I wish to fight for queen and commonwealth where piety and thine. It's so in mine. Andronicus, stain not thy tomb with blood. Wilt thou draw near the nature of the gods? Draw near them then and be merciful. Sweet mercy, his nobility's true badge. Thrice noble Titus, spare my firstborn.
Patience yourself, madam, and pardon me. These are their brethren, whom your Goths beheld alive and dead, and for their brethren slain, religiously they ask a sacrifice. To this your son is marked, and die he must, to appease their groaning shadows that are gone.
Away with him, and make the fire straight, and hew his limbs till they be clean consumed.
Cruel, irreligious piety!
Was Cynthia never half so barbarous? Compare not Cynthia to ambitious Rome.
O sacred receptacle of my joys, sweet cell of virtue and nobility, how many children hast thou of mine in store that thou wilt never render to me more?
See, Lady Mother, how we have performed our Roman rites. Alagus' limbs are lopped and entrails, feeds the sacrificing fire.
In peace and honor, rest you here, my children. Rome's readiest champions, repose in rest, secure from worldly chances and mishaps.
Lo, at this tomb my tributary tears I render for my brethren's memory, and at thy feet I kneel with tears of joy, shed on this earth for thy return to Rome.
Kind Rome, that hath thus lovingly preserved this cordial of mine aged and glad my eyes. Oh, Lavinia, outlive thy mother's days, and fame's eternal date for virtue's praise.
Long live Tita, my beloved sister.
Thank you, gentle tribune, noble sister Marcus.
Welcome, kindred, from successful wars, you that survive, and you that sleep in fame. Andronicus, the people of Rome, whose friend in justice thou hast ever been, nominate thee in election for empire. With these our late deceased emperor's sons help to set a head on headless Rome.
A better head Rome's glorious body fits than hers that shakes with age and feebleness. Shall I be chosen by proclamation today, tomorrow yield up rule and resign my life and set abroad new business for you all? Romans, I have been thy soldier 40 years and led my country straight successfully and buried 21 children. Give me a staff of honor for mine age, but not a scepter to control the world. Upright he held it, lords, who held it last.
Romans, do me right. Patricians, draw your swords and sheathe them not till Saturninus be Rome's emperor. Andronicus, would thou wert shipped to hell rather than rob me of the people's hearts?
Andronicus, I do not flatter thee. I honor thee, and will do so till I die. My faction, if thou strengthen with thy friends, I will most thankful be. And thanks to those of noble minds is honorable meed.
To gratify the good Andronicus, and to congratulate her safe return to Rome, the people will accept whom she admits.
Thanks, Tribune. And this suit I make, that you create the emperor's eldest son, Lord Saturnine, crown him and say, long live our emperor.
With voices and applause of every sort, patricians and plebeians, we create Lord Saturnine, Rome's royal emperor, and say, long live Emperor Saturnine!
Long live our Emperor Saturnine!
Andronicus, for these favors done, I give thee thanks in part of thy deserts, and will requite these deeds with gentleness. And for an onset, Tita, to advance thy name and honorable family, Lavinia will I make my empress, Rome's royal mistress, mistress of my heart. Tell me, Andronicus, doth this motion please thee?
It doth, my lord, and in this match I hold me highly honored of your grace. And here inside of Rome, to Lord Saturnine, the wide world's emperor, do I consecrate my sword, my chariots, and my prisoners. Now, madam, are you prisoner to the emperor, who, for your state and for your honor, will treat you nobly and your followers?
A goodly lady, trust me, of the hue that I would choose were I to choose anew. Clear up, fair queen, that cloudy countenance. Madam, he comforts you, can make you greater than the queen of Goths. Lavinia, you are not displeased with this?
Not I, my lord, since true nobility warrants these words in princely courtesy.
Thanks, sweet Lavinia. Romans, let us go. Ransomless here, we set our prisoners free. Proclaim our honors, lords, with pomp and drum.
Barbus goes to rest, but we survive.
With opportunity of sharp revenge. May the gods favor Tamora, the Queen of Goths, to quit the bloody wrongs upon her foes.
Great Tita, by your leave, this maid is mine.
Oh, sir. Are you serious then, my lord?
I, noble Tita, resolve withal to do myself this reason and this right.
The prince in justice seasons but his own.
That he will and shall if Lucia live.
Traitors of what? Treason, my lord! Lavinia is seized.
Seized? By whom?
By him that may justly bear his betrothed from all the world away.
Sisters, help to lay his away, and with my sword I'll keep the sword safe.
Follow me, my lord, and I will bring her back.
Mother, you pass not here.
What villain child? Force me my way in Rome.
Mother, you are unjust, and more than so. In wrongful quarrel you have slain your child.
Not she, nor thou, or any child of mine. True children would never so dishonor me. Traitor! Restore Lavinia to the emperor!
Dead if you will, but not to be his wife. That is another's lawful, promised love.
No, Tita, no. The emperor needs her not. Nor her, nor thee, nor any of thy stock. I'll trust by leisure she that mocks me once. Thee, never, nor thy traitorous haughty brood, confederates all thus to dishonor me. But go thy ways, go give that changing piece to him that flourished for her with his sword. A valiant son-in-law thou shalt enjoy, one fit to bandy with thy lawless daughters, to ruffle in the commonwealth of Rome.
These words are razors to my wounded heart.
And therefore, lovely Tamora, Queen of Goths, dost overshine the gallantest dames of Rome. If thou be pleased by this my sudden choice, behold, I choose thee, Tamora, for my bride, and will create thee Empress of Rome. And this I swear by all the gods, I will not resalute the streets of Rome, nor climb my palace till from forth this place I lead espoused my bride along with thee.
And here in sight of heaven to Rome, I swear, if Saturnine advance the Queen of Goths, she will a handmaid be to his desires, a loving nurse and mother to his youth.
Fair Queen to Pantheon. My lords, accompany your noble emperor and his lovely bride. There shall we consummate our spousal rights.
See what thou hast done? In a bad quarrel slain a virtuous child?
No, foolish tribune, no, not she. No, thou know, these confederates in the deed that have dishonored all our family. Unworthy sister, unworthy whelps.
But let us give her burial as becomes give Mutius burial of our brethren.
Traitors away. She comes not to this tomb. Here none but soldiers and Rome's servitors may repose in vain and basely slain in brawls. Bury her where you can. She comes not here.
Sister, this is impiety in you. Young Mutius must be buried with her brethren.
And shall, or her will accompany.
And shall, what villain spake this word?
She that would vouch it in any place but here.
What would you bury her in my despite?
No, Tita, but entreat of thee to pardon Mutius and to bury her.
Rose, I do refute you every one, so trouble me no more with Dickinson.
She's not well with herself. Let us withdraw.
Not I, until Mutius's bones be buried.
Sister, for in that name doth nature plead.
Mother, and in that name doth Mutius speak.
I'll speak no more if all the rest will speed.
And Tita, more than half of my soul,
Dear mother, soul and substance of us all.
suffer thy sister Marcus to inter her noble niece in virtue's nest. Died in honor in Lavinia's cause. Thou art Roman. Be not barbarous. Let not young Mutius that was thy joy be barred her entrance here.
Rise, children, rise. This is the dismalest state of air I saw, to be so dishonored by my Roman children. Bury her then, and bury me the next.
How comes it that the subtle Queen of Goths is thus advanced in Rome?
I do not know, I know it is so. Is she not then beholden to the one who brought her for this far good turn so far?
Yes, and nobly will him remunerate.
So, Lucianus, you have played your prize. God give you joy, sir, of your gallant bride.
And you of yours, my lord. I say no more nor wish no less, so I take my leave.
Traitor, if Rome have law or we have power, thou and thy faction shall repent this rape.
Rape? Call it you, my lord? To seize my own, my true betrothed love, and now my wife? Let the laws of Rome determine all.
'Tis good, sir. You are very short with us, but if we live, we'll be as sharp with you.
My lord, what I have done is best I may. Answer I must and shall with my life. Only thus much I give your grace to know, that by all the duties I owe to Rome, this noble, gracious Andronicus here is in opinion and in honor wrong. That in her rescue of Lavinia with her own hand did slay her child, in zeal to you. Returned in the favor, Saturnine, for how she expressed herself in all her deeds, a friend to thee and to Rome.
Praise Lucianus, lead my deeds, not thou, nor these that have so dishonored me. Rome and the righteous heavens will judge how I have loved and honored Lord Saturnine.
My worthy lord, if ever Tamora were gracious in those princely eyes of thine, then hear me speak indifferently for all, and at my suit, sweet, pardon what is past.
What, madam, be dishonored openly and basely put it up without revenge?
Not so, my lord. The gods of Rome forfend I should be offered to dishonor you. But on mine honor, dare I undertake for Lady Titus' innocence in all, whose fury not dissembled dissemble all your griefs and discontents. You are but newly planted in your throne. Yield at entrance, and then let me alone. I'll find a day to massacre them all, and raise their faction and their family, the cruel mother and her traitorous brood, to whom I sued for my dear child's life, and make them know what is to let a queen kneel in the streets and beg for grace in vain. Come, come, sweet emperor, come, Andronicus. Take up this good lady and cheer the heart that dies in tempest of thy angry frown.
Rise, Tita, rise. My empress hath prevailed.
I thank your majesty, and her too. These words, these looks confuse new life in me.
Tita, I am incorporate in Rome, a Roman now, adopted happily, and must advise the emperor for his good. This day, all quarrels die, Andronicus, and let it be mine honor, good lady, that I have reconciled your friends and you. By my advice, all humble on your knees. You shall ask pardon of his majesty.
We do, and vow to heaven and to his highness.
Away and talk not. Trouble be no more.
Nay, nay, sweet emperor, we must all be friends. The tribune and her kindred kneel for grace I will not be denied. Sweetheart, look back.
Marcus, for thy sake, and thy sisters here, and at my lovely Tamora's entreats, I do remit these young ones' heinous faults. Stand up. Lavinia, though you left me like a churl, come, if the emperor's court can feast 2 brides, you are my guest, Lavinia, and your friends. Today shall be a love day, Tamora.
Tomorrow, and it please your majesty, to hunt the panther and the hart with me. With horns and hounds I will give your grace a great day.
Be it so, Tita, and gramercy too.
Now climbeth Tamora Olympus top, safe out of fortune's shot, and secure of thunder's crack or lightning flash, as when the golden sun salutes the morn and overlooks the highest peering hills, so Tamora. Then, Aaron, arm thy heart and fit thy thoughts to mount thy imperial mistress, whom long in triumph has held fettered in amorous chains. Away with slavish weeds and servile thoughts. I will be bright and shine in pearl and gold, to wait upon this new-made empress. To wait, said I? To wanton with this queen, this goddess, this nymph, who will charm Rome's Saturnine and cause his downfall and his commonwealths. What is this? Now, by the God that Lord like Goths, this petty bramble will undo us all. What? Has Lavinia become so loose that for her love, such actions may be broached without controlment, justice, or revenge?
She is a woman, therefore may be rude. She is a woman, therefore may be one. She is Lavinia, therefore must be loved. Easy it is of a cut loaf to steal a slice, we know. Though Bassianus be the emperor's brother, better than he be a cuckold!
Aye, as good as Saturninus man. Well, then it seems some certain snatch or so would serve your turns.
Aye, so the term were served.
Take this of me. Lucrece was not more chaste in this Lavinia, Bassianus love. A speedier course must we pursue than lingering languishment, and I have found the path. My lords, a solemn hunting is at hand. The forest walks are wide and spacious, and many unfrequented plots there are, fitted by kind for rape and villainy. Single you thither then this dainty doe, and strike her fully acquainted with all that we intended, she shall fill our engines with advice. The ones are ruthless, dreadful, deaf and dull. Their brave ones take your turns. There serve your lust, shadow from heaven's eye, and revel in Lavinia's treasury.
Hat is up. The moon is bright gray, fields are fragrant, and the woods are green. Uncouple here, and let us make a bed to wake the emperor and his lovely bride. Girls, let it be your charge, as it is ours, to attend the emperor. Many good morrows to your majesty. Madam, to you as many and as good. I promised your grace Hunter's field.
And you have rung it lustily. Somewhat too early for new married ladies.
What say you, Lavinia?
I say no. I have been broad awake 2 hours and more.
Come on, then. Madam, now shall you see our Roman hunting.
Chiron, we hunt not, we with horse nor him, but hold dog, dingy dotes around.
He that had wit would think that I had none, to bury so much gold under a tree never after to inherit it. Let him that thinks of me so abjectly know that this gold must coin a stratagem, which cunningly effected will beget a very excellent piece of villainy. And so repose, sweet gold.
My lovely Aaron, wherefore look'st thou sad when everything doth make a gleeful boast? The birds chant melody on every bush, the snake lies rolling in the cheerful sun, the green leaves quiver with the cooling wind and leave a checkered shadow on the ground, and, curtained with a counsel-keeping cave, we may, each wreathed in the other's arms, our pastimes done, possess a golden slumber, whiles hounds and horns and sweet melodious birds be unto us as is a nurse's song of lullaby to bring her babe asleep.
Madam, though Venus governs your desires, Saturn is dominator over mine. Vengeance is in my heart, death in my hand, blood and revenge are hammering in my head. Tamora, empress of my soul, this is a day of doom for Bassianus. His Philomel must lose her tongue today. Thy children may pillage of her chastity and wash their hands in Bassianus' blood. Seest thou this letter? Take it up, I pray thee, and deliver the king this fatal plot and scroll. Now, question me no more. We are spied. Here comes a parcel of our hopeful brood who stress not yet their lives' destruction.
Ah, my sweet, more sweeter to me than
Question me no more, great empress. Bassianus comes. Be cross with him, and I will go fetch thy children to back thy quarrels whatsoever they be.
Who have we here? Rome's royal empress, unfurnished of her well-beseeming troop? Or is it Diana, Hamlet of the Curve, who hath forsaken her holy groves to find a general hunting in this forest?
saucy controller of my private steps. Had I the power some say Diane had, thy temples should be planted presently with horns, and the hounds should drive upon thy new transformed limbs, unmannerly intruder as thou art.
Under your patience, gentle empress, 'tis thought you have a goodly gift in horning, and to be doubted that your Moor and you are single forth to try experiments. Jove shield your husband from his hounds today. 'Tis pity they should take him for a stag.
Believe me, queen, your swarthy slave this barbarous Moor. If foul desire had not conducted you.
Good king, to be so mightily abused.
Oh, now, dear sovereign and our gracious mother, why doth your highness look so pale and wan?
Oh, have I not reason, think you, to look pale? These two have chased me hither to this place. A barren, detested vale, you see it is. And when they showed me this abhorrent pit, straight they said that they would bind me here and leave me to this miserable death. Oh, and then they called me foul adulteress, lascivious Goth, and all the bitterest terms that e'er did hear to such effect. Oh, and had you not, by wondrous fortune, come, this vengeance on me have they executed. Revenge it as you love your mother's life, for be you not henceforth called my children.
The witness that I am the child! You just won't tolerate forward, Tamora!
Give me the poniard. You shall know my children, your mother's hand shall right your mother's wrongs.
Stay, madam. Here is what belongs to her. First thrash the corn, then after bring the straw. This opinion stood upon her chastity, upon her nuptial vows, her loyalty, and upon that painted hope brings your mightiness. Shall she carry this into her grave? And if she do, I would hire a eunuch. Drag hence her husband to some secret hole and make his dead trunk pillow to our love.
But when you have the honey you desire, let not this wasp outlive us both to sting.
I warrant you, madam, we will make that sure. Come, mistress. Now perforce we will enjoy that nice word of honesty of yours.
Tamora, thou bearest a woman's face!
I will not hear her speak. Away with her.
Sweet woman, still hear me but a word.
Listen, dear madam. Let it be your glory to see her tears. Let be your heart to them as unrelenting as split drops of rain.
When did the tiger's young ones teach to dam? Oh, do not learn her wrath, she taught at thee. Do thou entreat her show a mother's pity. What? Wouldst thou have me prove myself a bastard? Sister, the raven doth not match a lark. Yet have I heard, oh, could I find it now, the lion, moved with pity, did endure now his princely paws, tear all away.
I know not what it means. Away with her.
Let me teach thee. For my mother's sake, that gave thee life, when both she might have slain thee. Be not obdurate. Open thy deaf ears.
Remember, children, I poured forth tears in vain to save your brother from the sacrifice. But fierce Andronicus would not relent. Therefore, away with her, and use her as you will. The worse to her, the better love to be.
Tamora, be called a gentle queen, and with thine own hands kill me in this place. For 'tis not life that I have begged so long, for I was slain when Lucianus died.
Oh, what beggest thou then? Fond woman, let me go!
Prison death I beg, and one thing more that womanhood denies my tongue to tell. Or keep me from their worse than killing thus. Do this, and be a charitable murderer.
Should I rob my sweet children of their feed? Nay, let them satisfy their lust on me.
Wait. No, too long!
No grace! No humility! Oh, beastly creature! The blind enemy to our general nation. Confusion! Fall! Now her husband. This is the hole where Aaron hid his hiding him.
Farewell, children. See that you make her sure. Ne'er my heart no merry cheer indeed, till all the Andronici be made away.
Hurry up, ladies. The better foot before. Straight will I lead you to the loathsome pit where I spied the panther fast asleep.
My sight is very dull where it goes.
Mine, I promise you.
Sword.
Oh, what art thou, fallen?
What subtle hole is this?
A very fatal place it seems to me. Speak, sister. Hast thou hurt thee with the fall?
Now I will fetch the king so that he may have a likely guess how these were they that murdered his brother.
Why dost not comfort me and help me out of this unhallowed and blood-stained hole?
I am surprised with an uncouth fear. My heart suspects more
Here, Tamora, though grieved with killing grief.
Where is thy brother Bassianus?
Poor Bassianus here lies murdered.
Then all too late I bring this fatal writ, the complot of this timeless tragedy.
And if we miss to meet him handsomely, sweet huntsman, Bassianus 'tis we mean, do thou so much as dig the grave for him, thou knowest our meaning. Look for thy reward among the nettles at the elder tree, which overshades the mouth of that same pit where we decreed to bury Bassianus. Do this and purchase us thy lasting friends. O Tamora, was ever heard the like? This the pit, and this the elder tree.
My gracious lord, here's the bag of gold.
Two of thy bitches, curs of bloody kind, have here bereft my brother of his life. Sir, drag them from the pit unto the prison. There let them bide until we have devised some never heard of torturing pain for them.
What? Are they in this pit?
High Emperor, unfeeble knees, I beg this boon with tears not lightly shed, that this fell fault of my accursed girls, accursed if the fault be proved in them.
If it be proved, you see, it is apparent.
My lord, yet let me be their bail, for on my father's reverend tomb, I vow I will have them at your highness's will, ready to answer their suspicions with their lives.
Thou shalt not bail them. See thou follow me. Some bring the murdered body, some the murderers. Let them not speak a word. The guilt is plain. And, by my soul, were there worse end than death, that end upon them should be executed.
Andronicus, I will entreat the king. Fear not thy girls, they shall do well enough.
Lucia, go home.
So now go tell, if thy tongue can speak, who 'twas that cut thy tongue and ravished thee. Write down thy mind, reveal thy meaning so. If thy stumps will let thee play scribe, go home. Call for sweet water, wash thy hands. She hath no tongue, nor hands to wash thy hands. So let's leave her to her silent walks. If 'twere my cause, I should go hang myself. Thou hast hands to help me make the rope.
Who's here?
Oh, my niece. That flies away so fast. Cousin, a word. Where's her husband? Oh, and who'd you dream? No one ever else would wake me.
hands away my face of shame. Shall I speak for thee? Shall I say 'tis so? Oh, that I knew thy heart, and knew the beast, that I might rail at him to ease my mind. Come, let us go, and make thy mother blind. Such a sight will blind a mother's eye. Just do not pull away. We will mourn with thee. Oh, that our mourning could ease thy misery.
Oh, grave judges, gentle tribunes, stay! For pity of mine age, whose youth was spent in dangerous wars, whilst you securely slept. For all my blood in Rome's great quarrel shed, and for these bitter tears, which now you see me pitiful to my condemned daughters, whose souls are not corrupted as his thoughts. Of 22 children I wept not for, they died in honest lofty bed. For these tribunes, in the dust I write my heart's deep languor and my sad tears. Oh, let my tears staunch the dry earth's appetite. In summer, drought I will drop upon thee still. In winter, with warm tears melt the snow and keep eternal springtime on my face. So thou refuse to drink my daughter's blood. Oh, reverend tribunes!
Oh no, mother, you lament in vain. The tribunes hear you not. No one is by.
That's not bad, child. They did hear, they would not mark me. They did not, they would not pity me. And yet clean I must, and bootless upon. But for sad sound, weapon drawn.
To rescue my two sisters from their death, for which attempt the judges have pronounced my everlasting doom of banishment.
Oh, happy girl. They have friended thee. Rome is but a wilderness of tigers, and tigers must prey. Rome affords no prey but me and mine. How lucky thou art from thou devourers to be banished. But who comes with our sister Marcus here?
Oh, Tita, prepare thine aged eyes to weep. I bring consuming sorrow to thine age.
Well, it consumed me. Let me see it then.
This was thy daughter.
Why so? It is.
I mean, oh, this object kills me.
Tita, rise and look upon her. Oh, sweet Lavinia, what the cursed hands have made thee handless of thy mother's sight. My grief was at its height, and thou camest, now like the Nile at stated bounds. Give me a sword, and I will cut off my hands too, for they have fought for Rome, and all in vain. In bootless brow have they been held up, and they have served me to effectless use. Speak. Now all the service I require of them is for one to cut off the other.
Speak,
Gentle sister, who hath martyred thee?
that delightful engine of her thoughts, that sang with such pleasing eloquence, is torn from forth that pretty hollow cage.
Say thou then for her who hath done this deed.
Thus I found her, straying in the park, seeking to hide herself as doth some deer that hath received some recurring wound.
Was my dear. And he that hath wounded her hath hurt me more than hath he killed me dead. This sweet death for my two condemned daughters, and nothing stands here banished, and here's my sister weeping. Woe, but that which keeps my soul's greatest spurn is dearer to me than my soul. Had I but seen thy picture in this plight, it would have maddened me. thought of thee? My husband, he is dead. And for his death, thy sisters are condemned and dead by this. See, look here. When I just name her sisters and brush tears.
Perchance she weeps because they killed her husband. Perchance because she knows them innocent.
They would not do such a thing. Witness. Sister's sorrow. Oh, Lavinia, let me kiss thy lips. Oh, give me some sign, however, do thee ease. Shall we put our hands like thine? Or bite our tongues and in dumb show pass the remainder of our hateful days? Oh, tell me, what shall we do? Let those of us with tongues plot some device of further misery that will make us wonder at in time to come.
Sweet mother, cease your tears, for actual grief see how my wretched sister sobs and weeps. Patience, good niece, good time, dry thine eyes. Oh, Marcus, my sister.
Well, I know thy napkin cannot drink a tear of mine. But well, the sweet wretch, drown it with thine.
General Andronicus, my lord the emperor sends thee this word, that if thou love thy daughters, let Marcus, Lucia, or thyself, old Tita, or any one of you chop off her hand and send it to the king. This shall be the ransom for their fault.
Oh, gracious emperor. Oh, gentle Aaron, did ever raven sing so like a lark that gives sweet tidings at the sun's uprising? Oh, with all my heart, emperor, I will give him my hand. Good Aaron, will thou have me cut it off?
Stay, mother, for that noble hand of thine that hath thrown down so many enemies shall not be sent. My hand shall serve the turn. My youth can better spare my blood than you.
Which of your hands hath not defended Rome? Well, none but both put are of high desert. My hand hath been but idle. Let it serve to ransom my poor nieces from
Nay, a grievous hand shall go along for fear they die before their pardon come.
my hand shall go.
By heaven it shall!
Have no more. These withered herbs are meat for the plucking up, therefore mine.
Sweet mother, if I should ever be thought my child, let me redeem my sisters both from death. For our father's sake and our mother's care, let me show a sister's love to thee.
Agree between you. I will spare my hand.
Then I'll go fetch an axe. I will use the axe.
Come hither, Aaron. I will deceive them both. Lend me your hand, and I will give you mine.
If that be called deceit, I will be honest, and never whilst I live deceive them so. But I'll deceive you in another sort, ere half an hour pass. But I'll deceive you in another sort.
Give His Majesty my hand. Tell him it was a hand that hath warded him from 1,000 dangers. Bid him bury it, nor hath it merited that let it have. As for my daughters, say I account for them as jewels, purchased at an easy price, yet dear too, for I have bought them.
I go, Andronicus, and for thy hand look by and by to have thy daughters with thee. Their heads I mean. Oh, how this villainy does fat me with the very thought of it. Let fools do good and fair men call for grace. Aaron will have his soul black like his face.
I have it! I found it!
Say of strife, what is to be has been dispatched. I lift this one hand up to heaven and bow this feeble ruin down to the earth. If any power to these wretched tears, to that I call. But will thou kneel with me? Do then, and heaven will hear our prayers. Give me leave, Polluters will have leave to ease their stomachs with bitter tongues.
Worthy Andronicus, ill art thou paid for that good hand thou sentest the emperor. Here are the heads of thy two noble girls, and here's thy hand, in scorn to be sent back. Woe is me to think upon thy woes.
Now be my heart never burning hell. These miseries are more than may be borne. To weep with them that weep doth ease some deal, but sorrow flouted at is double death.
Ah, that this sight should make so deep a wound, and yet detested life not shrink thereof.
Oh, that's spoiled. That kisses comfortless as frozen water to a starving slow.
When will this beautiful slumber end?
Thou dost not slumber. See thy two daughters' heads, thy warlike hand, thy poor mangled daughter here. Thy other vanished girl with this poor sight struck pale and bloodless. And thy sister, I, even like a stony image, graven, cold. Now no more will I control thy griefs. Rend off thy silver hair, thy other hand gnawing with thy teeth, and be this sight the closing up of our most wretched eyes. Now is time to storm. Why art thou still? Why dost thou laugh? Fits not with the hour.
I have not one more tear to shed. Besides, this sorrow is an enemy to will usurp my watery eyes and make me blind with their tributary tears. And then in which way shall I find revenge's cave? For these two heads who seem to speak to me and threaten that I shall never come to bliss until all the mischiefs be returned again, even upon the throats of those that have committed them. Come, tell me what tasks I must do. Oh, you heavy people, gather round about me, that I may turn me to each one of you and swear upon my soul to right your wrongs. The vow is made. Sister, take up this head. I will, in this hand, the other banner. And Lavinia, thou shalt be employed in these arms. There be my hand, sweet witch, between thy teeth. As for you, dear girl, get thee from my sight. Thou art an exile and must not stay. Hie thee to the Goths and raise an army there. And if you love me as I think you do, let us kiss and part, for we have much to do.
be devils, would I were a devil, to live and burn in everlasting fire, so I might have your company in hell, but to torment you with my bitter tongue. I have digged up dead men from their graves and set them upright at their dear friend's door, even when their sorrow was forgot. And on their skin, as on the bark of trees, have with my knife carved in Roman letters, "Let not your sorrow die, though I am dead."
Marcus, unknit that sorrow wreathen knot. My niece and I, poor creatures, want our hands, and cannot passionate our tenfold grief with folded arms. My heart beats with outrageous beating, wounded with sighs, kill it with blows. Oh, get thee a little knife between thy teeth, and just against thy heart make a hole, that all the tears that from thy poor eyes fall, they run into that sink, and soaking in drown the lamenting fool in sea salt tears.
Fie, sister, fie! Teach her not thus to lay such violent hands upon her life.
How now, as sorrow made big dolt already? What violent hands can she lay on her? Wherefore dost thou urge the name of hands? Oh, handle not the theme to talk of hands, lest we still remember we have none. Oh, fine, fine. How frantically I swear my God, as if we should forget that we have no hands, if Marcus did not name the word of hands. No. Fall to. Gentle girl, eat this. Here's no drink. Hark what she says, Marcus. I can interpret her every sign. She says she will drink no other drink but tears, brewed in sorrow and mashed upon her cheeks. Useless complainer. I will learn her thoughts. Thou shalt not make a sign, or raise your stumps to heaven, or wink, or nod, or kneel, or make a sign, but I will of these rest in alphabet, and by still practice learn to know thy meaning.
Good grandma, leave these bitter diplomats. Make my aunt Mary with some pleasing tale.
Alas, the tender child, in passion moved, doth weep to see her grandmother's heaviness.
Peace, tender sapling. Thou art made of tears. Tears will melt thy life away. What dost thou strike at with thy knife, Marcus?
At that I have hit, sister, a fly.
I'll help you then.
Murderer.
to heal my heart. My eyes overflowing with view of Chiron. The deed of death done on an innocent becomes not Titus, sister. Therefore get thee gone, thou art not for my company.
Alas, Tita, he hath but killed a fly.
But, what if that fly had a father and a mother? Poor harmless fly. Oh, and you have killed it.
It was a black, ill-favored fly. Like to the Empress's Moor. And thus, I have killed him!
Pardon me for reprehending thee for thou hast done a charitable deed. Give me that. And I will insult upon him, flattering myself that it is the Moor come hither to poison me. There, that's for thyself. There. That's for Tamora. Go to her closet and read with thee some sad stories chanced in times of old. Come, thou sight is young, and you can read when mine begin to dazzle. Sirrah, come take away. She loves you too much, she would not harm thee.
What means my niece Lavinia by these signs?
Fear her not. Something doth she mean. Oh, see, Lucia, see how much she makes of thee. Some whither would she have you go with her?
Canst thou not tell wherefore she plies thee thus?
My lady, I know not. I know can I guess unless some bitter friends that do possess her. For I've heard my drama say full oft, extremely proofs would make one mad.
How now, Lavinia? Oh, what means this house? So there is here that she desires. Which is my girl of these? Deeper read and better skilled. Take your choice of all my library and beguile my sorrow until the heavens reveal the damned contriver of this deed. Wherefore does she raise her arms in sequence thus?
Perhaps she means there were more than one confederate in the deed. Aye, that she means. Or else, to heaven she heaves them for revenge.
What consists you talk?
Grandma, his audits metamorphoses. My mother did.
Oh, for love of her that's gone, perhaps she culled it from the rest.
Soft, look how busily she turns the leaves. What would thou found, my girl? Lavinia, would you like me to read? This is the tragic tale of Philomel, and it treats of Dickinson treason and his rape. Rape, I fear, is the root of thy annoy.
Oh, see, sister. See how she studies the text.
Lavinia, wert thou surprised, sweet girl, ravished and wronged like Philomela was, forced in the ruthless, dark and gloomy woods, oh, that we had never hunted there, by nature made for murder and for rape.
Oh, why should nature build so foul a den, unless the gods delight in tragedies?
Give some sign, sweet girl, for here are none but friends. What Roman lord doth do this deed?
Oh, sister, sit. Sit down, sweet child. Apollo, Pallas, Jove, and Mercury, inspire me that I may this treason find. Sister, look here. Lavinia, look, this
what gods will have discovered for revenge. Heaven, guide thy arm, that we may know the traitors of the truth.
Canst thou read, sister, what she hath writ?
Rape.
Chiron?
Demetrius.
What? The lustful brats of Tamora, performers of this heinous bloody deed? Talk me here, sister! Although I know there is enough right here to stir mutiny in the mildest thought, and arm the minds of infants to exclaim. Sister, sit with me. Lavinia, kneel, sweet child. None of us live but in oblivion and hateful griefs, but if we shall live, we will requite your wrongs. And swear with me.
Swear with me that you will prosecute thy device, mortal revenge upon these traitorous gods, and send their blood will die in this reproach.
It's true enough, you know how, but if you hunt these bear-ups, beware. The dam will wake. She finds you out. She is still with the lion, deeply in league, and lulls him while she playeth on her back. When he sleeps, she doeth. She list. What say you, child?
I say, my lady, that if I were outgrown, your mother's blessing which should not be seen, with these things flying from the yoke of Rome.
Aye, that's my girl. Thy mother hath full oft for her ungrateful country done the like.
And Chiron, so will I live.
Come, go with me to my armories here. I will fit thee. Withal, my girl, shall carry from me to the emperor's children presents that I intend to bring to them. Thou wilt do my message, will thou not?
I, with my dagger in their bosoms ground.
Not so. We will try another course. Lavinia, go. Marcus, look to her. Lucia and I will bring it at the court.
Demetrius! Here's the child, Lucia, who has some message to deliver us.
Aye, some mad message from mad grandmother.
My lords, with all the humbleness I may, I greet your honors from Andronicus, and pray the Roman gods confound you both.
Gramercy, lovely Lucia. What's the news?
That you're both deciphered, that's the news, for villains marked with rape. May it please you, my grandma well advised, hath sent by me the goodliest weapons of our army. To gratify your honor, you, the little Roman person should bid me say. And so I do, with this present, your lordships, that whenever you have need, you may be armed and pretty well. And so I leave you go, like bloody villains.
What's here? Scroll written round about. Vitae, Scellers.
Oh, 'tis a verse in Horace. I know it well. I read it in the grammar.
Aye, just a verse in Horace, right you have. Now one thing is to be an ass. Here's no sound jest. The old crone hath found their guilt and sends them weapons wrapped about with lines, which wounds beyond their feelings to the quick. Were our witty empress well afoot, she would applaud Andronicus' conceit. But let her rest in her unrest a while. And now, young lords, was it not a happy star that brought us to Rome, strangers and more than so? captives to be advanced to this height?
For me, more good to see so great a lady basely insinuate send us gifts.
Had she not reasoned, Lord Demetrius? Did you not use her daughter very friendly?
Aye. We have 1,000 Roman dames at such a bay it turned to serve our lust. A charitable wish, full.
Hear but lacks from your mother to say amen.
And that she would for 20,000 more.
Let's go pray to all the gods for our beloved mother and her pains.
Pray to the devils, for the gods have given us over.
Why do the emperor's drums beat thus? I don't feel like for joy the emperor hath stopped on. Who comes here?
Oh, good warlords! Oh, tell me, did you see Aaron the Moor?
Well, more or less, or ne'er wit at all. Here it is. What would there now?
Oh, gentle Aaron, we are all undone. Now help or woe betide thee evermore.
Why, what caterwauling dost thou keep? What dost thou wrap and fumble in thy arms?
A devil.
Why, then she's the devil's dam, a joyful issue.
Joyless, dismal, black and sorrowful issue. Here's the babe, as loathsome as a toad. Amongst the fair-skinned breeders of our clime, the empress sends it thee. Thy stamp, thy seal, and bids thee christen it with thy dagger's point.
Zoons, you whore. Is black so base a hue? Sweet boy, you are a beauteous blossom sure.
Villain, what hast thou done?
That which thou canst not undo.
Thou hast undone our mother.
Villain, I have done thy mother.
There in hellish dog, thou hast undone her.
It shall not live.
It shall not die.
Oh, Mary, it must, the mother wills it so.
What must it, nurse? Then let no man but I do execution upon my flesh and blood.
Oh, broach the tadpole, my rapier's point, give it me, my sword will soon be stabbed.
Sooner shall this sword plow thy bowels up. Stammers those. Will you kill your own brother? Now by the burning tapers that shone so brightly when this boy was got, he dies upon my scimitar sharp point that touches this, my firstborn son and heir. I tell you, younglings, no one shall seize this prey from his father's hands. What, you sanguine, shallow-hearted boys, you white-lined walls, you alehouse-painted signs. Coal black is better than another hue, and that it scorns to bear another hue. For all the waters in the ocean can never turn the swan's black legs to white, although she wash it hourly in blood. Tell the empress from me, I am of age to keep mine own. Excuse it how she can.
Thou betray thy noble mistress thus?
My mistress is my mistress. This myself, the vigor and picture of my youth, this before all the world do I prefer. In spite of all the world will I keep safe, or some of you will die for it in Rome.
By this her mother is forever shamed. Rome will forever despise her for this foul escape.
The emperor will doom her death in his rage.
I blush to think upon this ignominy.
Why, there's the privilege your white skin bears. See how the black boy smiles upon the father as if to say, old lad, I am thine own. He is your brother's Lord. He from that self-blood that gave you life came him, and from that womb where you in prison were, he is enfranchised and come to light.
Aaron, what shall I say unto the empress?
Advise thee, Aaron, what is to be done, and we'll all subscribe to thy advice. See thou, child, so we may all be safe.
Then let us sit thee down and I'll consult. Keep there. Now, talk at pleasure of your safety.
How many women saw this child of his?
Cornelia the midwife, and me, and no one else but the delivered empress.
The empress, the midwife, and yourself. Two may keep counsel when the third's away. Go tell the empress. This our We cries the pig, so prepare to the spit.
What meanst thou, Aaron? Wherefore didst thou this?
Oh, Lord Sir, 'tis indeed a policy. Shall she have lived to betray our guilt? A long-tongued babbling gossip? No, lords, no. And now it be known to you my full intent. Not far from here, one of my countrymen, his wife but yesternight, was brought to bed. His child is like to her, as fair as you are. I'll go to the father and give the mother gold and explain to them both the circumstance of all, and how by this their child shall be advanced, and received from the emperor's heir and substituted in place of mine, and let the emperor dandle him for his own. Hark, you lords, you see I have given her physic. The fields are near, and you must bestow her female. You're both gallant grooms. This done, send the midwife presently to me. The midwife and the nurse well made away, then let the ladies tattle what they please. Come, big old boy, I'll bear you hence. I'll feed you berries and roots, and feed you curds and whey, and suck the goat, and cabin in the cave, and bring you up to be a warrior and command a camp.
Come, Marcus. Come, kinsman. Lucia, show me your archery. Oh, look, you draw home straight enough, and 'tis straight there. It comes from old Andronicus, shaken with sorrow and ungrateful Rome.
Lucia, her sorrows are past remedy, but
But since there's no justice on earth nor hell, we will move the heavens and call down the gods to send justice to wreak our wrongs. Come to this here. You were a good archer, Marcus. Jove, that's for you. Apollo, that's for you. And to Mars, that's for myself, which you will shoot for me. Now, Marcus, loose when I bid. Of my word, I have written my intent. There is not a god left unsolicited.
Let us shoot our shafts into the court. We will afflict the emperor with his pride.
Now, masters, draw! God give your lordship joy.
Peace, tiny child, half me and half my game. Had nature lent thee but thy mother's look villain, thou mightst have been an emperor. But where the bull and cow are both milk white, they never do beget a coal-black calf. Peace, then peace, for I must bear thee to a trusty god, who when he knows thou art the emperor's babe, will hold thee dearly for thy mother's sake.
Detested Moor, a Goth hath found you out, and I shall bear thee to untrusting Goths who know your treachery well.
Oh, poor baby. Are you gonna cry? Oh, are you gonna cry for Shall she carry this under her grave? Take it. I said take it. She is Lavinia. She must be loved. First thrash the corn, then pour the straw. First thrash the corn, then after pour the hungry for it. First thrash the corn, then after tell me how much you're spending.
Swear with me.
troubled, confronted thus, and for the extent of equal justice used with such contempt, you know that naught hath passed, but even with law, against the willful children of old Andronicus. And what if her sorrows have so overwhelmed her wits? Shall we then thus be afflicted by her reeks, her fits, her frenzy, and her bitterness? And now she writes to heaven for her redress. See, here's to Jove, this to Apollo, this to the god of war. Sweet scrolls to fly about the streets of Rome.
My gracious lord, my lovely Saturnine, lord of my life, commander of my thoughts. Oh, calm thee and bear the faults of Titus' age, the effects of sorrow from her valiant children whose loss hath pierced her deep and scarred her heart, and rather comfort her distressed plight than prosecute the meanest or the best for these contempts.
Why, thus it shall be high-witted Tamora to lie withal, but Tita, I have touched thee to the quick.
Despiteful and intolerable wrongs, shall I endure this monstrous villainy? Go, drag Andronicus hither by her hair, nor age nor honor shall shave privilege.
No.
For this proud mock, I'll be thy slaughterman. What news with thee, Emilius?
Our lords, Rome never had greater cause. The Goths had gathered head, and with the power of high resolving troops, bent to spoil, they hither march amain under the conduct of Lucia, daughter of Andronicus.
Is warlike Lucia general of the Goths?
Aye, now our sorrows begin to approach. 'Tis she the common people love so much. Myself have often heard them say, when I have walked it like a private man, that Lucia's banishment were wrongly done, and they have wished Lucia were their emperor.
Why should you fear? Is not your city strong?
Aye, but the citizens favor Lucia, and will revolt from me to follow her.
King, be thy thoughts imperious like thy name. Oh, cheer thy spirit, for know thou, Emperor, I shall enchant the old Andronicus with words more sweet and yet more dangerous than baits to fish or honey stalks to sheep, when as one is wounded with the bait the other rotted with delicious feed.
But she will not entreat her daughter for us.
If Tamora entreat her, then she will. For I can smooth and fill her aged ears with golden promises, that were her heart almost impregnable, her old ears deaf, yet should both ear and heart obey my tongue.
Go thou before to be our ambassador. Say that the emperor requests a parley of warlike Lucia, and appoint the meeting, even at her mother's house, the old Andronicus.
Emilius, do this message honorably, and if she stand in hostage for her safety, bid her demand what pledge shall please her best.
Your bidding I shall do, effectually.
Now will I to that old Andronicus, and temper her with all the art I have to pluck proud Lucia from the warlike Goths, and bury all thy fear in my devices.
Then go successfully and plead to her.
Brave one born from the great Andronicus, whose name was once our terror, now our vengeance, whose high exploits and honorable deeds in grateful Rome now requites with foul contempt. Be bold in us. We'll follow where thou leadst, and be avenged on cursed town.
As he saith, so say we all.
But who comes here, led by a lusty Goth?
Renowned Lucia, from our troops I strayed, and as I earnestly fixed mine eye upon the wasted building, suddenly I heard a child cry from underneath the wall. I made into the noise where I found this Moor. My weapon drawn, I rushed upon him, surprised him suddenly, and brought him hither to use as you think needful of the man.
Oh, worthy Goth. This is the incarnate devil that robbed Andronicus of her good hand. This is the pearl that pleased your empress's eye. And here's the base fruit of her burning lust. Oh. Say, one-eyed slave, whither wouldst thou convey this growing image of thy fiend-like face? Why dost thou not speak? What? Deaf? Not a word. A halter, soldiers. Hang him on this tree, and by his side the fruit of his
master. Nothing more, he is of royal blood.
Oh, first hang the child, that he might see it sprawl, a sight to vex a father's soul withal.
Lucia, save the child, and bear it from me to the empress. If thou do this, I promise to show thee wondrous things which highly may advantage thee to hear. If thou wilt not befall what may befall, I will speak no more.
Say on, and if it please me what thou speakest, thy child shall live, and I will see it nourished.
And if it please thee, why I assure thee, Lucia, 'twill vex thy whole soul to hear what I shall speak. For I must talk of murders, rapes, and massacres, complots of mischief, treason, villainies, and this shall all be buried in my death, unless thou promise to me that my child shall live.
Tell on thy mind. I say thy child shall live.
Swear that he shall, and I will begin.
To whom should I swear by? Thou believest no God that granted, how canst thou believe an oath?
Yet, before I know thou art religious, and thou shalt swear by that same God, whatever God that shall be, to save my child, to nourish and bring him up, or I will discover not to thee.
Even by my God, I swear to thee I will.
First know thou, I begot him on the empress.
Oh, most insatiate and luxurious woman.
Tut, that was but a deed of charity to that which thou shalt hear of me anon. 'Twas her 2 sons that murdered Bassianus. They cut thy sister's tongue and ravished her. They cut her hands and trimmed her, as thou sawest.
Oh, detestable villain, call'st thou that trimming?
Why, she was washed and cut and trimmed, and was trim sport for them that had the doing of it.
Barbarous, beastly villains like thyself.
Indeed, I was their tutor to instruct them. Well, let my deeds be witness to my word. I wrote the letter that thy mother found, and hid the gold within the letter mentioned, confederate with the queen and her 2 sons. I played the cheater for thy mother's hand, and when I had, drew myself apart and almost broke my heart with extreme laughter. I pried me through the crevice wall, when for her hand she had her 2 daughters' heads, beheld her tears, and laughed so heartily that mine eyes were raining like to hers. And when I told the Empress of this sport, she for my tidings gave me 20 kisses.
What? Canst thou say all this and never blush?
Art thou not sorry for these heinous deeds?
I have done 1,000 dreadful things as willingly as one would kill a fly, and it grieves me heartily indeed that I cannot do 10,000 more.
Let him speak no more. Bring the devil, for he must not die so sweet a death as hanging presently.
Oh, Lucia, there is a messenger from Rome desires to be admitted to your presence.
Let her come here. Uncle Aurelius! What news from Rome?
And princes of the Goths, the Roman emperor greets you all by me. And for he understands you are all in arms, he craves a party at your mother's house.
Aurelius, let the emperor give his pledges unto my mother and my aunt Marcus, and we will come. March away.
Strange and sad habiliment, I will encounter with Andronicus and say I am revenge, sent from below to join with her and right her heinous wrongs.
Thou dost molest my contemplation.
I come to talk with thee.
No, not a word.
If thou didst know me, thou wouldst talk with me.
Well, I am not mad. I know thee for our proud empress, mighty Tamora. Is not that come from my other hand?
No, thou sad wretch, I am not Tamora. She is thy enemy, and I thy friend. I am revenge.
Sent from the infernal kingdom to ease the gnawing vulture of thy mind by working wreakful vengeance on thy foes.
Art thou revenge? And hast thou been sent to me to torment mine enemies?
I am. Therefore, come down and welcome me.
Oh, do me this service ere I come to thee. Lo, by thy side, where those companions send. Now, give me some assurance thou art revenge.
These are my ministers, and come with me.
Are they thy ministers? What are they called?
Rape and murder.
Therefore called so, 'cause they take vengeance on those kinds of men.
How like the Empress's children they are. And you the Empress. But we women of this world have mad, miserable, mistaking eyes. Oh, sweet revenge, I do come to thee, and if one arm's embracement will content thee, I will embrace thee by and by.
This fits her lunacy. Whate'er I forge to feed her brain secures, will you uphold and maintain in your speeches. For now, she from me takes me for revenge, and being credulous in this mad thought, I'll make her send for Lucia. See, here she comes, and I must cry my theme.
Oh, long have I been forlorn, and all for thee. Red Fury, welcome to my woeful home. Rape, murder, you are welcome too. How like the Emperor's children they are.
What shalt thou have us do, Andronicus?
Show me a villain that hath son of Raven, I shall be revenged upon him. Show me a murderer, all deal with him.
Show me 1,000 that have done me wrong, and I will be revenged on them all.
Round about the wicked streets of Rome. And when I find someone that is like myself, good work there. Stab them. But they are murderers. Go down with her, and if thou have to find someone that is like myself, good. Stab them. But they are ravishers. Well, go thou with them. And in the Emperor's court there is a queen, tended by a Moor. Thou shalt know her by thy own proportions, for up and down she doth resemble thee. I pray you, do unto them some violent death, for they have been violent to me and mine.
Well, hast thou lessoned us? This shall we do. Oh, but would it please thee, good Andronicus, to send for Lucia, thy thrice valiant child, who leads toward Rome a band of warlike Goths, and bid her come and banquet at thy house, even at thy solemn feast when she is here? I shall bring in the Empress and her children, the Emperor himself, and all thy foes, and at thy mercy shall they stoop and kneel, and on them shalt thou ease thy angry heart. What says Andronicus to this device?
Quintus Marcus, this sad Tita calls. Oh. Go thou, Marcus, to thy niece Lucia, thou shalt inquire out among the Goths, bid her prepare to meet and embark her armies where they are. Tell her that the Emperor and the Empress too will feast at my house, and she shall feast with them. Do this for thy love of me.
This shall I do, and soon return again.
Well, I shall hence about thy business, and take my ministers along with me.
Nay. Let rape and murder stay, as I will go after my sister and keep to no revenge but Lucia.
What say you, children? Will you abide with her whilst I go tell my lord the emperor how I have governed our determined jest? Yield to her humors, smooth and speak her fair, and tarry with her till I come again.
Madam, depart at pleasure, leave us here.
Farewell, Andronicus! Revenge now goes to lay a complot to betray thy foe.
I know thou dost. Farewell, revenge.
Tell us, small dame, how shall we be employed?
Oh, tut, I have work enough for you two. Lucia, come hither.
What is your will?
Know you these two?
The Empress's children. I take them prior Demetrius.
Oh, my God. Thou art too easily deceived. Lay hands on them.
Oh!
This one is murder. Ha! And this one, rape. Oh, often have you heard me wish for just this hour, and now I find it. Therefore, bind them sure.
Felons forbear, we are the Empress's children, and therefore do we must be our commander.
Now come, Lavinia. Look, my bows are bound. First stop their mouths. Let them not speak to me, but let them hear the fearful words I utter. Oh, villains, Chiron and Demetrius. Here comes the spring which thou hast stained with mud. You killed her husband, and for that vile fault, her two sisters were condemned to death. My hand cut off and made a merry jest, both her hands and her tongue, and that more precious than hands or tongue, her spotless chastity, you constrained and forced. obeisance and will receive thy guilty blood. You know your mother means to feast with me and calls herself revenge and makes me mad. Art willing, I will grind your bones to dust, and with it and your blood will make a paste, and of the paste the dough will I make, and make meat pies of your shameful heads, and bid that strumpet, that unhallowed tongue, like the earth to swallow her own increase. This is the feast I have bid her to, and this is the banquet she shall serve it on. Come, Lavinia. Revenge thyself upon them. Bring them in. I'll play the cook and see them ready against the mother comes.
Take you in this accursed devil. Let him receive no sustenance. Fetter him till he be brought to the Empress's face for testimony of her foul proceedings. And see the safety of our friends be strong. I fear the Emperor means no good to us. The Emperor is a man.
What? Hath the firmament more sons than one?
What gains it thee to call thyself a son?
Rome's emperor and niece break the parley. These quarrels must be quietly debated. The feast is ready, which the careful Tita hath ordained to an honorable end. For peace, for love, for league and good to Rome, pray you draw nigh and take your places.
Marcus, we will.
Welcome, my lord. Welcome. Welcome, Lucia. And welcome all. Though the cheer be poor, 'twill fill your stomachs. Look, you it.
We are beholding to you, good Andronicus.
And if your highness knew my heart, you were. My lord, resolve be this. Was it well done of rash Virginius to slay his own daughter with his right hand because she had been ravished, fostered, and deflowered?
It was, Andronicus.
Your reason, my lord.
Because the girl should not survive her shame, and by her presence still renew his sorrows.
A reason mighty strong and effectual. A pattern, a precedent, and a lively warrant for me, poor wretch, to perform the like. Die. Die, Lavinia, and with thee die thy shame. And with thy shame, thy mother's sorrow.
What hast thou done?
Killed her that hath made me blind. I am as woeful as Virginius was, and have 1,000 times more cause to do this outrage, and now it is done.
What, was she ravished? Tell who did the deed.
Will it please your highness to feed?
Why hast thou slain thy daughter thus?
Oh, no. It was Chiron and Demetrius. They ravished her and cut away her tongue, and 'twas they that did her all this wrong.
Go fetch them hither to us
Oh,
presently.
they are here. Both bigot in the spine, whereof their mother daintily hath fed, eating the flesh which she herself hath bred. That is my next point.
Die, frantic wretch, for this accursed deed!
Can this mine eye behold my mother bleed? Aye, there's weep for me. Death for death indeed.
The Emperor, no! No! You sad-faced men, people and sons of Rome! My heart is not compact of flint, nor steel, nor can I utter all our bitter griefs, but floods of tears would drown my oratory. Here is Rome's young captain. Let her tell the tale, while I stand by and weep to hear her speak.
Chiron and the damned Demetrius were they that murdered our emperor's brother, and they it were that ravished our sister. For their fell faults, our sisters were beheaded, our mother's tears despised, and basely cozened of that true hand that fought Rome's quarrel out. Lastly, myself unkindly banished, the gate shut on me, turned weeping out to beg relief amongst Rome's enemies, who drowned their enmity in my true tears and oped their arms to embrace me as a friend. My scars can witness, dumb although they are, that my report is just and full of truth.
Now is my turn to speak. Behold the babe. Of this was Tamora delivered, the issue of an irreligious Moor, chief architect, and plotter of these woes.
Now, judge what cause Tita had to revenge these wrongs unspeakable past patience.
Now have you heard the truth? What say you, Romans? Have we done aught amiss? If so, then from this place where you behold us pleading the poor remainder of the Andronici will, hand in hand, all headlong hurl ourselves and make a mutual closure of our house.
Speak. Romans, speak. And if you say we shall, lo, hand in hand, Marcus and I will fall.
Lucia, all hail Rome's royal emperor!
Bring forth that irreligious Moor, that he may be adjudged.
Lucia, all hail Rome's gracious governor!
Thanks, gentle Romans. May I govern so to heal Rome's harm and wipe away her woe. But gentle people, give me aim a while, for nature puts me to a heavy task. I will take this warm kiss on thy pale cold lips, these sorrowful drops on thy blood-stained face, the last true duties of thy daughter.
Tear for tear, and loving kiss for kiss, thy sister, Marcus, tenders on thy lips.
Come hither, child. The grandmother loved thee well.
Give her one final kiss. Do her that duty, and depart.
O Lord, I cannot speak to you for weeping. My tears would choke me if I opened my mouth.
Some loving friends convey the emperor hence and give him burial in his father's grave. My mother and Lavinia shall forthwith be clothed in our household monument. As for that ravenous tiger Tamora, no funeral rite, no mournful burial, but throw her forth to beasts and birds to prey.
And Aaron the Moor?
Set him breast deep in earth and famish him.
Set him breast deep in earth and famish him.
What why should wrath be mute and fury dumb?
There let him stand and rave and cry for food.
Let him stand and rave and cry for food.
I am no baby. I that with base prayers should repent the evils I have done.
If anyone relieves or pities him, for that offense he dies.
For that offense he dies.
10,000 works that ever yet I did, might I perform if I might have my will.
This is our doom.
This is our doom.
Vengeance rot you all.